Hi guys, my name is Temi. I'll be joining the ESADE full-time MBA cohort class of 2023 this fall. I work with Sam Weeks to help get my essay done for this program. I will be joining ESADE with a $15,000 scholarship to join the program. Nice.
Temi, thanks a lot for joining me today to talk about your application experience. Could you start by introducing yourself, a little bit about your background, where you're coming from, and where you've applied?
Yeah, sure, Sam. So my name is Temi to all your viewers. I'm based in the Washington, D.C. area, in the United States. I applied to programs only in Europe, specifically only in Spain. So I applied to both ESADE and ESA Business School. Just a little bit about myself. I come from the drug development industry, so I was a clinical research associate for the past about 4 or 5 years now. And I was kind of looking to make that transition to an MBA to kind of see where I can kind of go in the pharmaceutical industry post an MBA.
And as you touched on, one of the key factors for you was this transition to Europe. Can you talk a little bit about that and how that affected your approach?
Yeah, so I think for me, it was when I was applying to MBAs early on, I was only focused on US, top US schools. Everybody's focus is on that. However, when I was, doing some soul searching and kind of thinking about what I wanted to truly do, I felt I had traveled a lot for work for the past, 4 or 5 years, and I was, always going domestic places. So I had already covered a lot of my the bases of the states and or a lot of the United States. So I needed that motivation. I know for me, I wanted my MBA to be a journey, an adventure. So I was like, I thought to myself that, okay, if I was going to do an MBA and be excited, I would definitely want to be in a different country. And I visited Spain. I did a course there about a couple years ago, and I love the country. So I knew I wanted to find my way back. So I kind of find myself looking at schools specifically in Spain.
Brilliant. And can you talk about how you expect the MBA to affect your career?
Yeah, so I feel like the MBA kind of serves as a kind of a clean slate for my somebody like myself. I'm going into it with the mindset that yes, I have a broad frame or sort of an idea of what I want to do. However, I want to be able to kind of network with a group of people who work with in different industries. Participate in clubs to kind of pick the brains of peers to see where best positions me post MBA. So, opportunities, whether it be consulting, whether I definitely want to come back to be, rotational programs within a top pharma company, or even going into tech. You never know. The MBA, I think, provides you that opportunity to kind of just take a step back and kind of see where do you want to go from here post the MBA, with, kind of shaping the next 10 years of your life, so to speak.
Can you tell the viewers how we work together? Because you were working really hard at your job while you were doing MBA applications. Can you touch on that process?
Yeah, so Sam is like an angel that just came out of nowhere. As I mentioned earlier, I was only applying to European schools, and I kind of didn't understand what or how my profile would come out. Would it be received well at these schools? As you mentioned earlier, I was working at this full time. Studying for the GMAT while also trying to develop my essays. And for your viewers, I was applying relatively late for a round. So you and I kind of just I had drafted my essays, and I would just send that to you probably like on a Sunday or Monday. And we would reconvene. Probably most of the time we were only working on weekends, Saturday. And throughout the week you would kind of you would make edits in the Google Doc, and I could kind of review those and be prepared for our meetings on Saturdays.
Given your experience, what advice would you give people?
Whatever school that you're looking at to apply to, do a lot of your homework early on in terms of not only, okay, where's the school ranked, you know, if they have alumni, obviously that matters, but you want to make sure that it's, you kind of assess the fit. So where do you fit into the school? I know for me, when I was doing my research, ESADE actually wasn't a part of my top three schools. But as I kept learning about the program, reaching out to admissions directors, talking with alumni, kind of just seeing the news about the school, they quickly, elevated to my number one choice, because of the opportunities that they had available and where I saw myself fitting in.
Best of luck with your program, and keep in touch. Can't wait to follow your successes.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
Oh, and one more thing. Can I get a high five?
Oh, yes, sir. High five, man. I'm trying to party a little bit before I actually go back to school.